It's Game 7 of the wild card round, and we've got Miami and Sacramento battling it out for a spot in the semifinals. It's win or go home. It's a familiar meeting between Yas and Bowsy Pie in a postseason series. As last season, Yas took his team all the way to the finals and won it all. Now, Miami, along with Bowsy Pie and Drastical and their captain Turtwig, have a chance to face off with Portland in the next round. Jack the Ninja, the first runner for Sacramento. They took an early 2-0 lead in this series. They had a 3-2 lead, but they've not been able to finish it off. And that's what's gotten them to this point, now in danger of losing this game and being sent home. But a good start for Jack the Ninja. He's through the first 4 obstacles and making his way through the timber toss, and he makes it look easy through 5, and now onto the warped wall. This one unchanged from the play-ins, and he's easily up it. So he's got 6 points, and now into the back half. Sacramento, of course, their leading player Yas, but they have a very good team around him of guys who contribute. And a near stumble from Jack the Ninja, but he saves it, and he's going to get through. Near disaster, but a great clutch play by him there, and he keeps his run alive. Now onto the slap box, and he just can't land that second one. But a great start for Sacramento, 8 points to begin the night. Well, now it's Bowsy Pie opting to run in the first heat for his team, hoping to get him off to a good start. And here he goes, Bowsy Pie. Last season was one of the top 2 or 3 competitors in the league. This season he's not been quite at the same level of production, but he's still got that same ability to just dominate a game. And he is through the first 3 obstacles. You never feel comfortable if you're on the other side if this guy's running. And Bowsy Pie on throwback, making this one look easy, and he is through it. Got 4 points for Miami. He can tie the game if he can get to the slap box. And now for the second part of timber toss, he lands it, and he is through. Onto the warped wall. This should pose no threat to him, and he's right up it. Now for the Devil's Ladder. Obstacle that's been around pretty much since a few weeks into Season 1, and he nearly missed that 4th rung, but he gets up, and he is through. If he can beat this, he'll tie the game. And he's up that first one, got the second, gets up, around, got the third, and Bowsy Pie is going to tie the game at 8 onto the slap box. And he gets that first one around. This obstacle all about precision, and he's being precise so far. 1 more to go for Bowsy Pie, and then he could be looking at a clear. And he gets it, and Bowsy Pie is through the slap box. Now, he had trouble with this obstacle last time in the semifinals, failed it twice. Can't take anything for granted, but he gets through it this time. And Miami with a perfect start, 15 points. As Bowsy Pie with a fantastic run following a 45-point game. And the Mystics take a 7-point lead after 1. Next up, K-Fly 100. He's been moving around the league. He was not able to join the league until about mid-season, where he joined the Alaska Avalanche and then got traded to the Stallions, but he's been a very good contributor for them and has helped them get this far and to this high seed to avoid the play-in. And he's going to be through the first 2 obstacles, and he can tie the game if he can get up the Devil's Ladder, but you know, he is not just hoping to tie the game. He wants to get as far as he can. And he's making the first 4 obstacles look fairly easy here. And he is through. Doing a great job right now. K-Fly on Timber Toss. He's got it down. Working around it. And a perfect technique from K-Fly. He is through onto the warped wall. And he's up it in one. And if he can beat this obstacle, he can tie the game for Sacramento. But oh no, and K-Fly makes an error and he's out on the Devil's Ladder. And that is not good for Sacramento, as they're down one heading into the second half of Heat 2. And now Turtwig has been on a bit of a fantastic stretch to start these playoffs. Normally he struggles and doesn't make the back half very often, but he has been on an absolute tear as of late. Turtwig through the first two. In Season 1, oh dear, nearly missed that. In Season 1, Turtwig struggled with 1.3 and 1.4. Gets through the third obstacle on the throwback. Quick work of it. And he is through 4. And on to the Timber Toss. Ooh, a risky technique, but he just is able to stay on. He's going fast. That one was a lot better. Nearly overshot it on the first one. But he is up the warped wall and onto the back half. All 4 runners so far have made the back half of this course. And Turtwig up the Devil's Ladder. Another great performance for him onto the spiraling ascent. Ooh, close call there. And he goes for the third and he comes up short. But a great run for Turtwig and gets Miami an 8-point lead into the final heat. And now Yas 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. The captain essentially for Sacramento. Because, well, let's be honest, Amber doesn't really do anything. But he has an opportunity to possibly save this team and get them into the next round. But he really has to clear to have any sense of being comfortable here. But even a clear doesn't make you feel too good with Andrastical coming up after him. And Yas through the first obstacle. He cannot afford to make a mistake. He has to get at least to the slap box to even just tie the game. He's through the first 2. Yas is the hero of Season 1. He won it all for Boston in overtime. He clutched up then. Can he do it again on his new team? Yas through the first 4 obstacles and on to Timber Toss. Now his lag can be a problem for him. It's not shown up yet on this run, but he usually has one point where it will start to pop up. He's through the first 5. Onto the warped wall. You can see him lagging a bit, but he gets up. If he can get through the next 2 obstacles, he'll tie the game and keep Sacramento alive. Has to get through this and the spiraling ascent. He gets through the Devil's Ladder. And Yas keeps them alive. And now it's on a spiraling ascent. Interesting strategy. He always goes pretty fast on this obstacle, but it helps him take time on the top. And he is through. Yas ties it up. And now on to Slapbox. Through 1. And he lands a second. There's that lag. Uh-oh. Popping up at the worst time for him. It's going crazy. And Yas lands the third. Just get out of there. He does. And Sacramento takes a 1-point lead. If he gets through this, they have a pretty good cushion. And Yas clutches up and clears. Sacramento with a 7-point lead into the second half of Heat 3. And now Andrastical, widely known as one of the best Roblox Ninja competitors, with an opportunity to get Miami through to the semifinals, or if he goes down anywhere before the 8th obstacle, they'll be headed home. And he's through the first 2. He has to get to Spiraling Ascent to tie the game. If he gets to Slapbox, Miami is headed on to the next round. And Drastical, every movement counts! Oh my gosh! Nearly misses. But he stays alive. A lot smoother on that second one, and on to the Timber Toss. He always has an interesting strategy on this, taking it a lot slower than he has in the past. That one was a little faster, but he gets through. And onto the Warped Wall. And he gets up it. If he can get up the Devil's Ladder, he'll have a chance to send Miami to the next round. Has to get up this, though, to tie it up. And he does. And Drastical has tied the game for Miami. If he gets through this, they're headed to the semifinals. He's got up 2. This jump here is huge. He gets it, and Drastical has done it again. Miami advances, and they keep the dream alive. And Drastical, not slowing down in the slightest, might be one of the fastest clears ever, as he's just blazing through this course. And he's right up the captain's wheel, and Miami is going on to the semifinals. They win 37-29. And they clutched up in these last 2 games. They scored 45 in Game 6. They scored 37 in Game 7. It's a great season for Sacramento, but Miami just never gave up, and they persevere through it, and they're going to move on to the next round.